Hi everyone, this is JP. I want to talk about where we are in the timeline once again. I think it can't be any clearer where we are in the timeline when we look at events in the world today. When we see what is happening in the world, there's only one place in the timeline we can be, and that is not the Great Tribulation. We are not waiting for a second coming or the Great Tribulation. The only place we can be in the timeline now is in the short season of deception, mentioned in Revelation 20. That's the only place we can be. And why do I say that? What is starting to happen now in the world? It's Gog of Magog. Magog is attacking other nations. And we see that this is something that will happen in the short season of deception, after Satan's release. Now when the 1,000 years have expired, Satan will be released from his prison and will go out to deceive the nations which are in the four corners of the earth. Gog of Magog. Gog, Magog. I'm going to show you now on the map, old map, where this is, Gog, Magog. It says the whole earth, and then it says Gog, Magog, because Lucifer is going to use Gog, Magog to conquer many nations, and with those nations he will surround the camp of the true Israelites who will be gathered in one place. To gather them together to battle, whose number is as the sand of the sea, they went up on the breadth of the earth, on the plateau of the earth, and surrounded the camp of the saints, the beloved city. The beloved city is Jerusalem, which is desolate at the moment, but in future it will be inhabited again, that area, and that is in the bottom part of Africa. It is not in Palestine. They will gather in South Africa at first, and then they will move up, when the time is right, move up into Africa, back into the Promised Land again, which north border is Mount Hor, just above the equator in northern Kenya. Go have a look, Hor, H-O-R-R. Type it in on the maps. You will see where that is. That was the northern border of Israel, according to Numbers 34. So that is where we are in the timeline. Gog of Magog is beginning to take territory in the world. So where is this? This is there's other maps too that has this. I'm just going to show this one. You can see this map. What's the details on it? 1676 map of Northeast Asia. Here we have Tendak. There you have Gog. Some call Gog, this area in Northeast Asia. See where it is? See there? Here is China. Remember this? There's the China Wall. So let's make this now bigger. Here's China Wall. And at the top, what's this? Part of America. You see there? There's America. I didn't know this until I looked at the maps, but since we are on a flat Earth, it is actually a fact that America is very close to Russia. There's just what, as they call it, the Strait of Onion here. It's just a small gap between the two places. And yes, go have a look at the flat Earth map. You'll see these two continents are actually very close to each other. Anyway, northeast of Russia. There you have Gog. And here you have Magog. See there? Magog, Gog. So where's that? It's in Russia today. Today's Russia is Gog, Magog. So that is quite clear. There's other maps that also shows this. So Magog is Russia. Then you have Tubal, which is here by the Black Sea. By the Black Sea on Google Earth. Here's the Black Sea here by Georgia. Armenia, Georgia, Armenia. This area here is Tubal. So you have Gog, Magog, Tubal, Meshech, Rosh. Rosh, I believe, refers to Russia. Ezekiel 38, verse 2, talking about the battle of Gog of Magog. Son of man, set your face against Gog of the land of Magog. You see? Gog, Magog, I just showed you where it is. The prince of Russia, the prince of Rosh. Meshech and Tubal. Tubal, I showed you, is on the southeast of the Black Sea. And prophesy against him. And this is all talks about the battle of Gog of Magog, where it surrounds the camp of the true Israelites, a remnant. Here again it says where this Israel remnant is when Russia is going to attack them in the future after they're gathered with the second Exodus. It is by Saba, Dedan, and the merchants of Tarsus. My videos, I show you exactly where these places are. I show you where Queen Saba lived. This Sheba is actually Saba. Queen Saba is the queen of the south. She lived in Ophir. I show you evidence of where Ophir is. It is Old Sofala in the bottom of Africa by Mozambique, Zimbabwe, South Africa. That's where the territories of Shaba, Dedan, and Tarshish is. Tarshish was actually in Mozambique itself. It's on the coast from where the ships docked and left with the gold and ivory and monkeys and baboons and so forth, and wood and silver. But I explained this in my other videos. Go have a look there. I've got a video called, I think, Ophir, Tarshish, and what else? Ophir, Tarshish, and Sheba. And then I have the video of Gog of Magog, who, when, and where. I also mentioned this verse in that video. But this shows us where this attack is going to happen. It's not in the North Pole. There's a lot of some of the truth seekers who thinks it's the North Pole that's going to get surrounded, but clearly it's not according to the Bible. I go by the Bible. I don't speculate and wonder. I go look at what the Bible says and I go find these places. And it says here, Shaba, Dedan, and the merchants of Tarshish, and all their young lions will say to you, have you come to take plunder? Have you gathered your army to take booty, to carry away silver and gold? There's the silver and gold mines, as I've shown in other videos, in these areas, Zimbabwe especially, Mozambique and northern part of South Africa. To take away livestock and goods, to take great plunder. So, Gog of Magog, Russia, goes down, surrounds this area where Shaba, Dedan, and Tarshish is. And these people say, have you come to us to take our stuff? And in my videos I show you exactly where it is in the bottom part of Africa. So that's where everything's going to go down, people. That is where the remnant of Israel will gather in the future in South Africa, not in Palestine. If you go to Palestine in the future, you will die there, because they're going to blow that place up. That's not the real Israel. Yahweh is not going to protect you there. Don't go there. It's a desert. It's not the land of milk and honey. go to the place the Bible tells you, which is here, Saba, Dedan and Tarshish. It is in bottom part of Africa, by South Africa, where they will gather and move up into Africa later on, up to the equator, in the original territory of Israel. Israel's territory was never in Asia. It wasn't in Western Asia. So that is where we are in the timeline clearly. We can see the events unfolding today. We can see it's heating up. We can see these other nations sticking their nose in the business of Russia. Now 130 people in Russia were killed by attacks from whoever, believed to be people from Ukraine, like terrorists. So it's heating up, people. You've got all nations like France, Poland, especially France, and threatening Russia, wanting to send thousands of troops to Ukraine. They're sending weapons. The other countries, they're sending weapons and people to Poland and some of those other nations there. So yes, clearly stuff is happening. Russia said there will be trouble if let me show you on the map. If these countries here, Finland, Sweden, Norway, if any of them, if they join NATO, there will be problems, trouble, they will attack. And now we see that happened. They did join NATO. And so yes, this is the beginning of Gog and Magog, conquering many nations now in the end times, conquering Europe, UK, in the end also America. The camp of the saints. They will surround the bottom part of Africa, where the true Israelites of Yahuwah will be gathered. And so yes, all these things are going to happen now. We're not in a great tribulation, people. That's come and gone. That's come and gone. It's done. It happened. Thousands of years ago. It happened about 70 CE, the Great Tribulation, or what they call the Great Tribulation. The Bible doesn't even call it the Great Tribulation, it just says the tribulation. But it was the judgment of Judah and the other left or remaining tribes of Israel. Because remember, 10.5 were taken into captivity long before Judah, long before the judgment of Judah in 70 CE. Is explanation of Yahuwah's judgment over the remaining 3 tribes of Israel. That's what it is. The whole Bible talks about Israel. It's about Israel, people. It's not about all the countries of the earth. The Bible talks about Israel from the beginning to the end. And now in the end, Yahweh is going to gather again the remnant of will himself come and destroy them with fire. So that's how close we are to the very end of this world. Because after this event, Yahuwah will renovate the whole earth with fire. He will actually destroy it and make a new heavens and a new earth. So that means the dome will also be removed. That's the new heavens and the new earth. So everything's going to be made new. Nothing else of this paganism or statues or anything else is going to remain on this earth. It's going to be brand spanking new. That's where we are, people. We at the door of that event. If I have to venture a guess, I would say all this happening within, let's say, 50 years. Only 50 years. And then it's that. That's it. Finito. You can't imagine it, really. Thinking that we are right at the end of the Bible, everything the Bible said. We are right at the end of that. About 50 years and it's all done and dusted. You can't wrap your head around that. It depends on how long it takes for Russia to conquer all these nations. And looking at the state of the armies of these Western countries, I can't see it taking very long, because they are actually very weak for war. And I don't think it's going to be too difficult for Russia, with the help of the other BRICS nations, to conquer these countries. And even America, to conquer America, because that's also weak. And of all these countries, America is still the strongest of the NATO countries, still the strongest, but they're also weakened by all the wars they had in the past, and all the weapons they handed out to others, and now also billions they push into Ukraine and Israel. So they're also weakened. They're also going broke because the petrodollar is falling apart because everybody moves away from that currency. BRICS nations are going gold-backed, so that's going to fall apart very, very soon. That bubble's going to burst and America's going to be done for. Yeah, that's where we are. The weakened Israel nations and Russia sweeping in to take the spoils. Russia and China. And probably some of the Muslim countries that's also on the side of Russia. Yes, so that's what I wanted to talk about, that there's only one place in the timeline we can be today. When you see this, and when your head isn't fixed, or your mind isn't fixed on one idea, you will be able to see this. You will be able to see that we are actually in Revelation 20. And that Gog of Magog is busy to fulfill. Gog of attacking the countries, Gog of Magog surrounding the camp of the believers in South Africa. Down here, the bottom part here of Africa up to the equator is going to be taken back. And this is where they're going to attack, or want to try and attack. And as I said, I think 50 years will be enough for all this to happen. Maybe less, who knows. I personally think it's going to be less. I think maybe just 20 years. But, well, let's say 50 years to the end of the Bible and everything written in it. Wow. It's amazing times we are living in, people. We are living right in the end of this world. As the Bible calls it, the 8th day. And we see the imagery of the Feast of Tabernacles. What it actually means or refers to is that humans will only tabernacle on this earth for 8 days. Because that festival is 8 days. And that is true. We are now in the 8th day. We are now about 250 years into the 8th day. It is now the year 7250 from Adam, roundabout. So yes, we are right at the end. Of course, this 8th day is not going to be a full 1,000 years. Yahuwah says it's going to be a short season. A season in a year is 4 seasons. A season in 1,000 years will be 250 years, roundabout. So we are right at the end of all things. Oh, amazing, eh? Enjoy your day, and I hope your eyes are opened to these truths. It's time to wake up. It's time to see the things as they are. They lie to you. Don't believe their lies. Start to believe the truth. When you see the truth, other truths will be revealed to you. You will start to see a whole lot of other things. But as long as you are blinded by these lies of, the Great Tribulation, and they're making all bunch of stuff up of who's the Antichrist. The Antichrist, that's not even mentioned in Revelation, but they want to claim there is one person that's going to be an Antichrist. Where's that in the Bible? The Bible talks about the Antichrist spirit, that many people having the Antichrist spirit. It doesn't mention about one person ever being an Antichrist. It's a spirit. And in that context, he refers to what the Pharisees and Sadducees did. They had the Antichrist spirit. Because they were against Messiah and they didn't receive him as the Messiah, the one sent by Yahuwah. They didn't receive him as that. They didn't believe that he came in the flesh, as that verse says. That's the Antichrist spirit. Not what we want it to be or make it out to be. So people, yes, that is where we are, and you need to prepare. You need to prepare and pray and turn to Yahuwah's commands. If you want to be part of the Yahuwah's remnant of Israel to be gathered in South Africa, you need to prepare yourself spiritually. And yes, a lot of bad stuff is going to happen soon, so become a prepper, get ready for what's going to come. Don't be too dependent on the governments. That's all I want to say for now. Enjoy your day. Bye.